But the English language had deteriorated into a hybrid of hillbilly, valley girl, inner city slang, and various crumbs. Joe was able to understand them, but when he spoke in an ordinary voice, he sounded pompous and faggy to them.
What's up, Vault Dwellers? Dan here, and I gotta say, this one's not just for you, it's because of you. Yeah, that's right. Every film on today's list, it came straight from viewer suggestions. And even one crumpled napkin slid under the vault door, and I've gathered them all for this gloriously weird lineup. We're back with part 4 of the 13 greatest parody movies ever. Man, and is it ever a banger. We've got post-apocalyptic guitar samurai, some disco dancing Draculas, prehistoric punchlines, and the greatest detective who ever talked out of his butt. So shout out to all the Vault Dwellers who helped shape the list.
It's got electrolytes.
Your taste is impeccable, your references are deep cuts, and your commitment to chaos is appreciated. So let's count them down, because this video is viewer powered and Dan approved.
Never been on a scavenger hunt before! This is splendid! Beep, beep!
Scavenger Hunt is what happens when you lock a bunch of eccentric heirs in a race for a fortune and replace logic with Looney Tunes energy. The plot kicks off when a board game tycoon, he dies and leaves his estate to whoever wins a citywide scavenger hunt. The cast is a who's who of comedic chaos of the time. You have Tony Randall, Cloris Leachman,
I loved him like a brother.
He was your brother.
Richard Benjamin,
Let me tell you your fortune. You don't get any fortune.
and Richard Mulligan, and they give it their all in a film that feels like a Saturday morning cartoon with an adult cast. Oh, by the way, there's even a pre-Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger playing as Lars, and he's a bodybuilder who treats tug-of-war like a spiritual calling. The whole thing's just pure ensemble slapstick, stuffed with pratfalls, mix-ups, and increasingly unhinged sight gags.
There's some bad roads around here.
You know, critics didn't love it, because of course they didn't. But if you've got a soft spot for over-the-top antics and films that move like they've had too much pixie sticks, it's a total blast. And hey, it just proves that one important lesson. If you're going to inherit millions, you better start training with egg salad sandwiches and marching bands now.
It was working just a second ago. I'm sorry, but it's not working now. But it was working just a second ago. Well, Einstein, look at me. A second ago, I wasn't standing here talking to a moron.
Caveman gives us Ringo Starr, post-Beatlemania, as a took. He's an underdog caveman who fights for love, invents language, and battles foam rubber dinosaurs. This is told almost entirely in grunts, squeals, and physical comedy, which coincidentally, that's also the story of how I met my wife. Anyways, this film plays like a prehistoric silent movie reboot with farts instead of title cards. Caveman pokes fun of films like 1 million years BC by showing what would really happen if cave people fought dinosaurs while trying to stand upright. Spoiler alert, it's a lot of falling down. The stop-motion dinosaurs are Harryhausen ripoffs, but they're charmingly janky, especially when a giant lizard swats a caveman like a fly. The cast includes Dennis Quaid, Shelley Long, and Barbara Bach, who met Ringo on set and married him. So in a way, I mean, the movie helped invent rock royalty romance. Caveman never takes itself seriously. I mean, not even for like a second. And that's what makes it work. It's a parody built entirely on commitment to the bit, from fake eyebrows to the made-up grunting language. Call it dumb fun, because it is, but that's actually the point.
Joe?
I am Count... Dracula.
Are you hurt?
I am perfectly fine. It would take much more than that to hurt me.
Dracula, dead and loving it, was Mel Brooks' final directorial outing, and while it doesn't reach the heights of like Young Frankenstein or Blazing Saddles, it does deliver plenty of fang-biting fun. Leslie Nielsen plays the Count as an obvious old creep with excellent posture and just absolute zero chill. The film isn't just a parody. It's a direct send-up of classic Dracula adaptations, especially like the 1931 Bela Lugosi version. Brooks leans hard into like fog machines, gothic candelabras, and old-school vampire theatrics. The jokes, they range from wonderfully dumb to just pure vaudeville.
I was having a daymare.
While, it didn't win over critics or the theaters, it did find a home on VHS and late-night cable, where its goofy charm aged into cult status. It's a swan song filled with bat puns, blood gags, and the occasional impalement. What's not to love? It's not Brooks' best, but it's definitely one for the parody faithful.
You look poorly, Master. You're all dried out. Here, you should have fluids.
Yes, I agree. I think I will start with the first meat.
You shouldn't hang me on a hook. My father hung me on a hook once.
Johnny Dangerously. It's what happens when the gangster genre gets tied to a chair and then tickled with a feather boa. Michael Keaton stars as Johnny. He's a good-hearted kid who becomes a notorious crime boss because he has to pay for his mom's medical bills.
Enjoy the golden years, Ma. Can't do this.
It's a rags to riches story with a barrage of just perfectly timed one-liners.
Because if I don't get laid, I'm gonna die.
Amy Heckerling, who's hot off Fast Times at Ridgemont High, directs with the precision of someone who just truly gets that parody. It's all about the rhythm. Every scene is a riff on old-school gangster melodrama. Like shadowy warehouses, rival mobs, courtroom showdowns, but it's just packed with running gags, some fake swears,
You fucking sneaky bastard.
and just absurd logic. The cast is totally stacked. You have Joe Piscopo's villain, who's a cartoonish brute who speaks only in punchlines,
I enjoy planting bombs in people's cars. These are a few of my favorite things.
and Dom DeLuise, he steals scenes as a blind executioner. Hey man, there's even Weird Al doing the theme song. It's fast, it's ridiculous, and just full of callbacks that make it endlessly rewatchable. Johnny Dangerously, it doesn't just spoof gangster flicks. It parodies the way we remember them. Stylized, overacted, and just gloriously silly.
Johnny taught me this. Oh, you shouldn't kick me in the balls. My sister kicked me in the balls once.
I see. Come out immediately. Sir Charles.
Sir Charles?
The Phantom. I've really got him this time. Oh,
The Pink Panther gave us the wonderful Inspector Clouseau. He's the world's worst detective with the world's best timing. Peter Sellers took a supporting role and then turned it into a one-man slapstick revolution, delivering a performance that redefined comedic incompetence as an art form.
we must find that woman.
Blake Edwards crafts a diamond heist plot so thin you could slice cheese with it. But it hardly matters. The film isn't about solving the case. It's about watching Clouseau try to get through a sentence without injuring himself or someone else. Sellers' physical comedy, it's so next level. And every stumble, every crash, and mangled accent, it's just delivered with a straight face and a raised eyebrow.
So my wife is very frugal. She saves out of the housekeeping money.
Even the animated Pink Panther in the credits became a cartoon franchise all on its own. As a parody, it's subtle. It doesn't scream spoof, it whispers it, while accidentally knocking over a bookshelf. Clouseau walked so every bumbling parody character could fall flat on their face.
Answer the door. Timon.
Yes, dear? But Jack, I thought you were on your way to...
That phone call was a ruse.
Hey, do some of you people want to come over and push this thing out of the way? Come on. I'll put it neutral. Who did that? Make it stop!
The Cannonball Run is a cinematic equivalent of a sugar rush on four wheels. It spoofs cross-country race movies, buddy comedies, and just really whatever the hell the 80s was doing with cars in general. Burt Reynolds leads an all-star cast in a movie that feels like someone filmed The Rap Party and just added some car chases. We've got Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. as priests, Jackie Chan as a martial artist driving a supercar. We even have Roger Moore spoofing James Bond. And don't forget Farrah Fawcett. She's trapped in what feels like an elaborate improv sketch. I mean, there's no real plot. It's just increasingly absurd roadblocks, a lot of crashes, interesting costumes, and a whole bunch of bad decisions.
Are you kidding? That is the dumbest thing I've seen since that dimwit tried to jump the Grand Canyon.
This was directed by legendary stuntman Hal Needham, and the movie's real star, it's the action. You have real stunts, real wrecks, even real helicopters skimming over freeways. Cannonball doesn't try to be clever. I mean, it's dumb on purpose, loud by design, and just totally proud of it. And somehow, all that chaos, it became a box office hit.
6 years is going to seem like a summer vacation when the state of Missouri gets through with you. And you, Shorty, where'd you get all that jewelry?
Why do you call me Shorty?
Because you're small. Small.
Hey, they say you can kill over 200 men and play a mean six-string at the same time. Is that really true?
Six String Samurai takes place in an alternate 1950s America where the Russians had nuked us, Elvis ruled as king, and rock and roll survived the apocalypse.
Why don't they just shoot him?
Do not, Parody. We haven't had bullets since 57.
It's a samurai, spaghetti, western, kung fu musical about a guitar-wielding wanderer named Buddy who's trying to get to Las Vegas to claim the throne. This is what happens when Parody licks a psychedelic toad. It's a send-up of Mad Max, The Wizard of Oz, and just basically every kung fu and rock movie like ever made. Buddy's dressed like Buddy Holly with a samurai sword, and he's slashing through punk rock mutants and avoiding a villain that looks like GNR Slash cosplaying the Grim Reaper. The cinematography, it's gritty and stylish, and the soundtrack by the Red Elvises, it's an absolute banger. And the whole thing moves like a high school notebook doodle that just came to life. It didn't get wide release, but it's since become a cult phenom. It's weird, wild, and weirdly moving, and if you like your parodies loud, stylish, and just this side of totally unhinged, this is just so much your jam.
You don't want to be like me, kid. Go home, start a family, get a picket fence, and get a real guitar.
Wake up, Master. Master, there's someone at the door. They want to see you. I think they're from the government.
How do you know?
They're wearing shoes.
Love at first bite is what happens when you drop Dracula into Studio 54 and just let the polyester do the talking. George Hamilton stars as the world's suavest vampire, and he was evicted from his Transylvania castle by communists and then relocated to New York City. Yeah, no really. It's a vampire rom-com disco satire with bronzer, bell-bottoms, and some biting commentary on modern romance. And every pun was intended.
I beat your mother and your grandmother.
The movie parodies both classic Dracula lore and 1970s urban life, sending the Count on a mission to seduce his reincarnated bride while navigating some muggings, therapy, and blood banks.
Plastic disposable bodies. It's like a supermarket.
Hamilton's comedic timing, it's actually surprisingly sharp, and Artie Johnson steals like every scene as the insect-munching Renfield. The jokes are broad, sure, right? But they work, especially if you enjoy watching gothic horror tropes slow dance with pop culture.
I told you, I have got a man in here.
It was a surprise box office hit, and one of the few vampire parodies to actually have some heart, and a killer wardrobe. Plus, there's this disco-fied version of I Love the Nightlife, and once you've seen Dracula Boogie, I mean, you can't unsee it. And honestly, who would want to?
There is a vampire loose in the city. Lock up your wives, your sisters, your daughters, and your sweetheart.
No. This is Edward Calvin reporting.
He's already got my
I'm the smartest guy in the world? Says who?
The IQ test you took in prison. You got the highest score in history. Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah, dumbass. You've been smarter than President Camacho. That's how come he's making you Secretary of Interior.
Idiocracy isn't just a satire. It's a slow-motion roast of civilization. Mike Judge imagined a future where anti-intellectualism, it wins, and everything is corporate-sponsored, and your favorite drink, it's used to water the crops.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Luke Wilson plays an average guy who wakes up 500 years later and is somehow the smartest person alive. Yikes. It's a pitch-black parody of American consumer culture, political apathy, and declining attention spans.
You're in the wrong line, dumbass.
President Camacho, played by Terry Crews, this might be the best performance by a wrestler in cinematic history. And yeah, that includes Hulk Hogan in Suburban Commando. The film's humor lands with just painful precision. You know, like branding, bureaucracy, and flat-out stupidity. They're just skewed with deadly accuracy.
I really love your show.
Thank you so much.
Somehow this flopped on release thanks to, a quiet studio dump, but has gained cult status when people realized, oh no, the movie is right. Today this plays less like a comedy and more like a documentary that's filmed 5 years in our future. It's hilarious, terrifying, and easily one of the sharpest satirical films ever made.
So act smart.
Smart like you?
Oh, I gotta go to the time machine. I wanna go home.
I don't talk like that.
I don't talk like that.
Shit, I thought there was two of you.
How does an ancient Egyptian wind up in an East Texas rest home, and why is he writing on the shithouse walls, man?
Well, he went in to take a crap, got bored, started writing on the walls.
Bubba Ho-Tep is one of those movies that makes you say, wait, what? Bruce Campbell plays an elderly Elvis who actually never died. He just swapped identities with an impersonator and retired to a nursing home. And now, with the help of a fellow patient who claims to be JFK, played by Ossie Davis, he must battle a soul-sucking Egyptian mummy that's targeting the elderly.
What we have here at Shady Rest is an Egyptian soul sucker of some sort.
It's horror, comedy, and philosophical reflection all in one. And somehow, it just totally works.
Everything you do is either worthless or sadly amusing.
The film parodies mummy movies, biopics, and celebrity obsession, while also a meditation on aging, regret, and legacy. Campbell is absolutely phenomenal in the movie, playing Elvis with a swagger and sorrow.
It was nice to meet you, Mr. Presley.
Get the hell out.
The film is low budget, but the director milks every penny for maximum weirdness. This is a cult gem because it never winks at the camera. It plays the absurd premise completely straight, and that sincerity makes it unforgettable. Also, I mean, the mummy writes hieroglyphic graffiti in bathroom stalls. You're welcome.
President Kennedy was a white man.
That's how clever they are. They dyed me this color, all over. Can you think of a better way to hide the truth than that?
American than that. Ventura, make any good collars lately, or were they leashes? Uh-oh. Homicide, Ventura.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, is Jim Carrey Unchained. It's not a parody of like one specific thing. It's a genre-smashing explosion of slapstick, animal antics just roll into one man's facial expressions. So Ace, he's a pet PI, which is apparently a full-time job in this universe.
We'll let you know if the coroner finds a tick.
And he's hired to find the kidnapped Miami Dolphins mascot. Naturally, Carrey turns what could have been a one-note character into a living cartoon.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
This film spoofs detective tropes, buddy cop setups, and macho action heroes while layering in ridiculous disguises, animal sidekicks, and more catchphrases in a toy commercial. Alrighty Then became a cultural virus.
Alrighty then.
It's loud, it's crude, and it's very 90s.
And you don't know how to express your anger.
Yeah, and you're ugly.
But it also redefined what physical comedy looked like post-Keaton and launched Carrey into superstardom. Is it subtle? No, not really. Is it funny? Hell yes. Just don't rewatch it expecting social sensitivity. This movie is a time capsule sealed with hair gel and dolphin whistles.
He's the one you want. Kill him. No, kill him. No, kill him. Kill him. He held the ball, remember? Come on, look at the guy.
Cry, baby. Jock. Wimp. Musclehead.
Shut up.
You thought you was gonna get me to show you where Hollywood was, didn't you? Tried to sneak up on me like you did Pearl Harbor. Bet you're gonna bomb John Wayne's house, ain't you?
John Wayne?
I knew it.
1941 is Steven Spielberg's loud, chaotic, and over-caffeinated war parody that feels like a three-ring circus with a budget. It takes place in Los Angeles just days after Pearl Harbor, when paranoia and military madness erupt in full screwball glory.
Oh my God, it's a P-40 Tomahawk. It's one of ours.
If Dr. Strangelove and Blazing Saddles had a loud, poorly behaved baby, it'd be this movie. The cast is an embarrassment of comedy riches. You've got John Belushi in his just most unhinged performance, Dan Aykroyd, Slim Pickens. I mean, everyone is either shouting, shooting, or falling through a roof.
I will not have guns in this house.
The movie sends up war propaganda films, 1940s nostalgia, and Spielberg's own blockbuster style. It's a meta parody that spoofs his own Jaws opener in the first 5 minutes. Unfortunately, it didn't land with critics at the time. It was called bloated, noisy, and excessive. And to be fair, yeah, I mean, that was actually true.
Madness. It's the only word to describe it.
But in the years since, it's become a cult favorite precisely because it's so gloriously over the top. It's the comedy equivalent of throwing dynamite into a marching band and just filming the results.
I think he's gonna jump.
Made it.
Alrighty then, that wraps up our viewer-curated countdown that was fueled by your suggestions, your deep cuts, and your refusal to let the weird stuff just fade away. If you've got some more suggestions for a part 5, why don't you drop them below? And until next time, keep it weird, folks.
Stars are gone, big and bright. You got a heart.